I think I got this.
Okay, good.
Christian Horny
No.
is trying to Verstappen some woman. And now Verstappen ain't down with Verstappen.
No.
And so he might want to go elsewhere to disassociate from Horny Man.
He's about to get to Verstappen.
Should we talk about Russell Wilson, who Beadle doesn't like? Or should we move on to Jimmy Kimmel, who Beadle doesn't like?
Whatever. You don't like him either. Why are you throwing me under the bus?
I have so many feuds, Beadle. Can you just take this one?
Sting. Mazel.
It was horrifying and also amazing. And Ric Flair came out and was a part of it.
And by the way, I looked at a lot of the screen grabs until my attention span ran out, and I didn't see any D pics, but maybe I didn't look hard enough. I'll go back.
Do you want to talk about wieners in Philly?
What else is there to say about LeBron?
I don't know. I do love hot dogs.
I love hot dogs.
Let's just let Beadle wind up and unload.
A better threesome than Shaq, AI, and MJ.
Sydney Sweeney, Halle Berry, Prime, Salma Hayek, 96.
My God, Peter, we're going to answer all the questions that everyone's asked. Prime MJ or LeBron? They'll all get answered.
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
Because it's all context, you old bastard. Shut up.
It's okay. All right. We still control everything.
From Wondery, I'm Michelle Beadle.
And I am Peter Rosenberg.
And this is Over the Top. Here is how the show works. Best stories of the week in sports and pop culture. They'll face off. We're going to crown a champion and answer the simple question: what is the undisputed most important thing on planet Earth this week? We're going to decide it the only way we know how, using Royal Rumble rules. We'll start with two stories, decide which one is more worthy to discuss and which one's gotta go. After 90 seconds, a new story will be introduced, and we'll have to decide whether we want to keep talking about our current story or switch to the new one. We do not know the order of stories coming our way, but we do decide which ones get thrown over the top rope. Peter, what's first?
Here are our first topics of the day. First of all, I don't know if you know, but on Monday, Jason Kelce tearfully announced his retirement in front of Eagles coaches, teammates, and his brother Travis. Many are calling it the best retirement speech of all time.
Damn.
On the other side of things, Max Verstappen, he won in Bahrain. Oh, you know I'm dialed into this. But that's not the biggest news coming out of Red Bull. On the heels of a scandal with team principal Christian Horner, Verstappen's dad chimed in and said the team is in danger of being torn apart. It can't go on the way it is. It will explode. Verstappen is now the leading candidate to replace Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes. Do we want to talk about the football topic that I'm sick of, or the Formula One topic that I know absolutely nothing about? Beadle, I'll leave it to you.
Here's why. Okay, so first of all, we all love Jason Kelce. We all love Travis Kelce. We love Mama Kelce. We love all things Kelce.
Oh, we do.
But we've talked about it, and we knew it was coming. And even though it became official this week, we knew.
Thank you.
And the reason why we're going to throw Mr. Kelce over the top rope is because we're going to see a lot of him. I can't wait to see the bidding war and which network he ends up at. So, sir, love you, mean it. But
No,
over
get
the
out.
top rope you go.
No, I don't even feel bad about it. We'll probably see you at WrestleMania. That's the first stop, my guess. Honestly, it's Philadelphia.
That's right. It's Philadelphia. Oh, and I just saw a thing that this week they had a Kelce Brothers bobblehead night at a Cleveland Cavaliers game playing the Celtics. So, you know.
So break down the Verstappen of it all.
Okay, so it starts a few weeks ago when Christian Horner, the team principal of Red Bull, who is a, very successful man, married to Ginger Spice.
Hello.
There's its own little scandal involved in how those two ended up together, but married nonetheless. It came out a story that a woman that he works with, a woman that's part of the Red Bull F1 family, has made allegations about, the usual crap that men do, texts and what have you, made things that were inappropriate.
Great.
They had an internal investigation, big quotation marks around internal, because didn't take very long for them to say, yeah, he's good. We didn't find anything. Interesting.
Well, are the quotations around internal or around investigation?
It's a great point. Both.
Okay.
So then, about a day before the first official race of the season that you mentioned, Bahrain, it comes out an anonymous person leaked a Google Drive to about 200 journalists and members of the different F1 teams with screenshots of all of the pictures and texts that Christian Horner allegedly sent. It is what it is. It's not even the best kind of sexy talk, but whatever. We don't need to dissect that quite yet. The problem now is that, yes, Max went ahead and won the first race of the season, and he'll probably win them almost all again. But his dad, who's kind of a tough dude, has come out and said, Christian Horner has to step down. This entire thing is too distracting. It's going to break up the team, yada, yada. And Peter Rosenberg, I found out there is a clause in Max Verstappen's contract that one of the big old heads, Helmut Marko, if he were to say, I'm done with Red Bull, Max would be allowed to leave with him.
So let me get this straight. I think I got this.
Okay, good.
Christian Horner is trying to verstup some woman.
Allegedly.
And now Verstappen ain't down with Verstappen.
No.
And so he might want to go elsewhere to disassociate from Horny Man.
Correct. I mean, look, they're getting rid of Christian Horner before they're getting rid of Max Verstappen. No offense, but team principle only does so much. Max Verstappen is the face of the entire sport and has been for the last couple years. So
he's about to Verstappen out there on his own is what you're saying.
He's about to get to Verstappen. Wait,
damn it. I was right there. I meant to say he's going to get to Verstappen.
And by the way, I looked at a lot of the screen grabs until my attention span ran out. And, I didn't see any D pics, but maybe I didn't look hard enough. I'll go back. Up next, a week after Kevin Garnett accused him of being on that new juice, that Balco, LeBron James became the first NBA player to score 40,000 points. Wow, that's weird. I didn't hear about it 97,000 times. Do we want to continue talking about the drama that is happening at Red Bull or switch to LeBron hitting 40K?
I don't know, because I'm sort of in a quandary because part of me wants to hear you break down the sexting scandal more. But part of me feels like, is there juice in the LeBron stuff? And should we sort of compare him to some of the others at the top of the list?
We sure can. It's up to you, friend.
All right. Get the horny Verstappers out of here.
No, I don't know that Max is horny, but Christian certainly is.
Yeah.
And by the way, good luck with your marriage, sir. I'm sure it's not dramatic at all right now at the house.
Yeah, good luck with all that. I hope you kids work it out. Now, 40,000 points for LBJ, number one scorer of all time. I don't want to have the stupid GOAT conversation. Like, I don't feel like having a Jordan LeBron argument. It's done. No. Here's my question, though. LeBron is now, according to statistics, the greatest scorer of all time. But he's not the greatest scorer of all time, is he?
We're talking by just flat out numbers, like 6 is greater than 5, that kind of stuff?
So he scored more points than anyone. If you break it down, like the amount of points, it's an insane thing that he's done per game. All of it's wild. But if you were like, hey, we got to play one game and I need a scoring machine.
Who are you taking?
Yeah. Well, at what number are you taking LeBron? Because I'll tell you this right now. I'm taking Kobe first.
Oh, we're doing all
I'm saying all time, I need to go grab someone who can just go get me points. You're probably taking Wilt or Kareem first because those are just guaranteed points.
What about Larry Bird?
Larry Bird's my number one favorite all-time player as a kid. Yeah, you're not taking Larry anymore. It's too hard to comp him. Let me put it this way. Larry attempted like 1,000 three-pointers. Steph's attempted 8,500. It's just so hard to comp Larry. The amount of games played.
By the way.
Oh, yeah. In that comp, you're taking Steph.
Yeah.
I just think for me, like even thinking because they played in the same era, that's why I like bringing up Kobe because they played against each other quite a bit. You have one night. You need someone to guarantee to be like, they're going off for 50. I personally would take Kobe.
I would too. And it's not just because I dislike LeBron James immensely. I mean that. If you're telling me I have one game, I'm taking Kobe. Just for a variety of, I think if he would take it upon himself and would not stop until he got 81 points.
We've seen it. We've seen it. All right. Up next, baseball just can't seem to get it right when it comes to wieners.
What happened?
Last week, it was the see-through uniforms, a.k.a. penis pants.
Penis pants.
Now it's the Phillies discontinuing Dollar Dog Night because of a fight that broke out last season over the reduced hot dogs. Fans were upset. Now there's a petition going around to bring Dollar Dog Night back. It currently has over 16,000 signatures. Do you want to talk about wieners in Philly or keep going LeBron 40,000?
This is easy.
I think I'm going to go with LeBron.
What?
Yeah, you want to go hot dogs?
What else is there to say about LeBron?
Well, I think we could compare him to some other scorers. I don't know. I do love hot dogs.
I love hot dogs. And why can't we just have dollar hot dogs? Who's fighting over a dollar hot
All right,
dog?
LeBron, over the top you go. It's impressive. You keep scoring. You'll probably get to 50,000. Who knows?
You know what? If you live to be 50 in the league, you're going to have all the points. That's kind of how longevity works. It's math.
All right, would you sign the Dollar Dog Night
100%.
petition?
I've signed dumber petitions. So yes, yes, I would. And secondly, again, dollar beer night, I get. Like, I get why fights break out, like quarter beer and minor league, dollar beer, whatever. I can see why you get rid of that. And I get that we're talking about Philadelphia here, and they are their own special group of fans, sports fans. But a hot dog for $1 in this economy, you can't get rid of that. How's a family supposed to feed itself without Dollar Dog Night?
I mean, seriously, I just wish across sports there would be a much more aggressive measure to have affordable food. Like, the only place that we know that regularly serves affordable food is Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta. That's the only for Falcons games. Have you ever seen their menu?
No.
It's incredible.
Why do they only do that? No one else. What's the deal?
I think Arthur Blank just decided, like, this is crazy. We want people to fill the building. We don't need to make an extra billion a year on food. So let's let people want to be at our games. Because remember, the Falcons weren't always a guaranteed sellout.
Fair.
So it's like, let's charge for tickets, but tell people when you get to the building, you can get a hot dog for $2.50. You can get a hamburger for $3. You can get a beer for like $5. It's crazy.
Good for them. So it's doable is what you're saying. It's doable.
Oh, it has been done.
I like this. Also, you can jack up the alcohol prices, but you can make the food cheap.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like a happy hour stitch. Okay. I could talk about hot dogs all day. Up next, Russell Wilson was released from the Denver Broncos on Monday. And this may go down as one of the worst trades in NFL history. Do you want to continue talking about Dollar Hot Dog Night or switch to Russ being released?
My guess is you want to just shit on Russell Wilson is my guess.
Well, God, everyone got so sensitive about
Real quick, let me just say this because I know we're going to throw the food over the top rope. This article's from a couple years ago, but as of a couple years ago, they changed the prices at Falcons games to a hot dog was $1.50, pretzel bites $4.50, a burger was $7.50, an ice cream waffle cone was $4.50, a chips and salsa was $2.50.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you've got a family of 4 people, that's a lot of food. That's very expensive in most places. So yes, I'm all in. I like that.
All right, but still, that being said, hot dog dilemma in Philadelphia, over the top you go. Let's just let Beadle wind up and unload.
He's living the American dream now officially. He will be paid $1 gazillion to, if he wants, do nothing. But I don't think that's what he wants. I think he's already on the record as saying he's still got some gas in the tank. He will be able to sign for, I don't know, a couple $1,000,000 somewhere. So my question to you, Peter, because you have a football team that you cheer for in the NFL.
I do.
Would you be happy?
No.
Okay, and that was it. That's all I have. No, not at all. What if he came in to mentor whoever the Commanders draft? Okay, let me think of another question.
No. Next.
What about, do you think there's a team where he could go and resurrect anything?
There could be the right spot for Russell Wilson to get a shot, right? Now we're hearing that Minnesota and Atlanta are about to have a bidding war for Kirk Cousins. Who, by the way, the smartest, most business savvy quarterback in NFL history. But if anyone, whoever loses that battle and believes that they're close enough that they need a Kirk Cousins to get them over the top, do you maybe roll the dice with a Russell Wilson? His numbers were not bad last year. Or do you send him, this is being rumored, do you send him to a team like Pittsburgh and hope that a guy like Mike Tomlin is the right guy for him and can, because again, the one thing you worry about Russell is you don't want him to lead a team because he comes off as a nozzle and no one seems to relate to him. But
Well-
maybe with a guy like Mike Tomlin at the helm, you can bring him in just to be your quarterback.
So here's the thing. If you're going to do that, you got to drop this Hollywood douchebaggery crap that you've been carrying around with you for the last several years. Go away. You cannot bring that into Tomlin's world, which might be why that is a great fit for him. And there have been some theories floated around that Mike Tomlin has a better sort of relatability with more of the veteran quarterback versus the young gun. So it would be interesting. But yeah, you got to, just like when you start any new chapter in life, Mr. Wilson, just sort of take a long, hard look in the mirror. I'm sure I don't have to tell you to do that twice. And just ask yourself, who do I want to be this time? And pick a better version than the last one.
Wow. The more you know. Can you guys put that thing up? Up next, the 96th Oscars are this Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Best Picture winner still seems to be up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, Jimmy Kimmel is hosting again for the 4th time and says he hopes things will go wrong because it mixes things up a bit. Do we want to talk about Russell Wilson, who Beadle does not like, or move on to Jimmy?
You don't like him either. Why are you throwing me under the bus?
I have so many feuds, Beadle. Can you just take this one?
You just want me to have a feud. Okay, fair enough. Go ahead.
I got
Great,
it. I
let's
got to
have
deal.
a feud with Kimmel. Let's start.
Yeah, I was about to say, well, you didn't let me finish my tease. Should we talk about Russell Wilson, who Beadle doesn't like, or should we move on to Jimmy Kimmel, who Beadle doesn't like?
Yeah, let's switch to the Oscars. I look, Russell Wilson, because it could be a minute before we figure out where he goes next. I'm sure we'll have ample time to discuss him again, and whichever character he decides to unleash on this next team, because you never know what you get in Russell Wilson. Over the top you go, sir. Boom. All right, Oscars. Just like the last, 20 years of watching the Oscars, I've only seen maybe 2 of the movies that could potentially win. I do think, however, between Joe Coy and the Golden Globes and Trevor Noah and the Grammys, it's a thankless job so much that why do people keep accepting it? I get that it's prestigious in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
But it
big
won't
time.
be funny. I think we can all agree that the commercials so far have yet to even crack a smile. That does not bode well. So if he says things going wrong is the way it mixes things up a bit, then you better hope some lighting or something falls from the sky above so you have something to rib on, because it's not going to be good.
I think Kimmel is a very formidable host. Whether you think he's like super funny on stage or not, okay, that's a fine argument. And that obviously has to do with writers and things like that too. But I think he's solid. That being said,
You don't seem sold.
well, no, here's the thing. The Oscars these days don't mean enough. First of all, when they opened up the field to so many nominees,
Fair.
it just like messed the whole thing up to me.
Mhm.
There's no way to see all the movies anymore.
How many did it used to be? Like when we were young.
5.
5, that's what I thought.
5.
5
And now
is
it's
the
a
low.
10.
10. Why don't we just give them all Oscars? Why are we even bothering?
Let me count them. Hold on. Holdovers, American Fiction, Zone of Interest, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Past Lives, Anatomy of a Fall, Maestro, Killers of the Flower Moon.
5.
It's 10 movies.
Actually, I've seen like 4 of those. That's better than usual.
Good for you. I've seen 2 and change.
All right.
So yeah, I just think it's people don't see movies. There's too many nominees.
And give it to the holdovers, anyways. Just give it to them.
Give me the Golden Globes for them. And you know what? I enjoyed the SAG-AFTRA Awards this year too. I'm not going to lie. They were on Netflix. Not
Yes, I didn't watch them, but when alcohol's involved, it's a better show regardless. Period.
Even though Beadle didn't have anything to drink at our team dinner.
I'm telling you, I don't drink a lot.
I know. What happened to you?
I never really did, despite what the internet wanted to give me credit for. I really never did.
It feels like your brand should be
I know.
drunk.
It's like, oh, she's drunk. No, I'm really not. I'm pretty boring. I did just eat half of a chocolate cake before we got on, so maybe I do have other addictions. We
Good for you.
halfway through the show. Right now, the most important topic of the day, and Hollywood would have you believe it, is the Oscars.
It won't last.
It can't last. We'll be back. Welcome back to Over the Top. Peter, what's next?
Oh, glad you asked, Beadle. Let's talk Trinity Rodman. Who?
Ooh.
The daughter of Dennis Rodman. She's already a star in the U.S. women's national team, and it's no secret that she has some of her dad's fire in her. In Sunday's game against Colombia, she feuded with opposing players, argued with the refs, drew a yellow card, and nearly got ejected. All in the first half, which fans loved. I'm kind of into this. I kind of want to get rid of the Oscars.
No, we're getting rid of the Oscars in more ways than one. We're just not going to watch. And also, besides, the only thing I tune in for the Oscars, I just like seeing pretty dresses.
I know. Over the top you go, Jimbo and the Oscars. Let's talk Rodzilla 2.0. Listen, you know what? Guess what this team needs? A little fire, a little energy, a little anger.
Yes.
They're losing qualifying games for the first time in a gazillion years. They were terrible last time. I mean, I'm one of the biggest U.S. women's national team defenders of all time because I don't understand how we can be such losers in soccer and yet everyone's ready to hate the women's team even though they win. I wonder why that is.
I know. I know why.
Go ahead.
Same
Beadle.
reason why people don't want us to celebrate Caitlyn Clark. Sometimes some people just get angry when women breathe.
I heard from some today. I did.
Oh, I did too. I heard some. Let me guess. Caitlyn Clark related?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same. Got a few of those. Here's what I love about Trinity. She didn't go the basketball route. That is my one piece of advice for the children of the greats. You can be a great athlete in whatever. Just maybe pick a different sport, and now that's all yours. You still have that last name. Maybe it brings a couple extra eyes, but then once they get there, they're like, oh, this is awesome. And you add to the fact that she's fiery and spicy and she's a Rodman. I love this. Now, I wonder if she's Pistons Rodman or the Rodman that came after that, because Pistons Rodman cried all the time. I don't think she's a crier.
She looks badass, man. And not a lot of people know this. Did you know that Rick Mahorn's daughter is on the team as well?
Sweet, sweet Jesus. We're going to dominate. Right. Oh, sorry.
I made that up, by the way, Pete. I just hope you
Dude, I want her to be on the team. Does he have a daughter? Did you just make all of it up?
I
you're the worst. Up next, according to a state-by-state study, which you know this is going to be good, by market research firm HubScore, Rice Krispie Treats are America's new favorite snack, taking the mantle from Doritos. Oh, yeah. Do we want to continue talking about Trinity Rodman and her awesomeness, or switch to America's favorite snacks? That's a Cheetos.
Love Trinity. Love the story. We love everything about her. Love the Rodmans. We love the Rodmans. We love what they do. But let's throw her over the top rope because this is, in the words of, I think, the Pope, horse shit.
I think that's right. I do think that's right. Direct quote.
This is absolute nonsense. It's hogwash.
And incense.
It's hogwash. It's incense. It's incest. And it's also malarkey. I'm going to go as far as calling listen, I like a Rice Krispie treat.
Only if it's homemade, but go on.
I enjoy a homemade Rice Krispie treat. No. I enjoy the official one sold by Rice Krispies in the blue package.
It's fine. Yeah.
But I just want to say, even though I enjoy a Rice Krispie treat, it's so specific. Like, I'm not just snacking on Rice Krispie treats on the reg. Like, people are doing that on the reg?
Yeah, so I'm going to explain. I've already mentioned the one binge thing that I did today. About a month or 6 weeks ago, I had a Rice Krispie treat moment. So for a week, Peter, I made 3 separate full trays of Rice Krispie treats, and I ate them all by myself.
Wow.
I love
really?
It. Yep. And then I get it out of my system. I'm like, okay, the thirst is quenched. They're easy to make. Literally takes 5 minutes to make them. They're delicious. They're easy. I'm starting to think I have a problem. But that being said, yeah, I think Rice Krispie treats, it's crazy. I don't know the last time I had a Dorito, but that sounds delicious right about now.
Beadle, Rice Krispie treats are fine. I like Rice Krispie treats. Sure. I do. No, we're talking number one snack in America.
Well,
so does that?
I don't know.
That includes nachos? That includes, what does that include?
That's what I'm saying. But if you look at this map, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and assume that this poll was taken, just 5 brands. They put 5 brands in front of people and said, pick one. Because there are infinite snack availability. Like anything can be a snack, technically. And secondly, way more than what you're seeing on this map. So I do have some questions about the way this poll was conducted. I obviously want to make sure that it's valid. And the other problem is committing to Rice Krispies then eliminates savory. And no person in their right mind is just one. No one.
It's such a good point. We all have both, but I will tell you one thing, and this is a fact. Those who selected Chex Mix should be treated like the guy in Shogun and just have his head chopped off. No hesitation, sword, decapitation.
I do love that.
Chex Mix? Anyways.
Unpopular rebuttal. You know when you get Chex Mix the most? Airports. Like when I'm going through an airport, I'm like, crap, I need a little snack, my bottle of water, the huge. I will end up 9 times out of 10 with a little bag of Chex Mix because it kind of covers a few different snacks in one bag.
You know what? You're not wrong, what you just said.
I know.
Now, if you could choose, what if you could choose between Chex Mix and a really good, what's it called when you have like the nuts and the everything?
Granola?
No, keep going. The other, what's Chex Mix? It's like a version of
trail mix.
If you could get like a great diverse trail mix with fruit and chocolate chips and the nuts, don't you love that? It has everything.
I don't like the chocolate chips in my trail mix. Yeah. I don't mind it if it's just nuts and like the occasional like sugar covered date, if you will. Don't hate
Got it. If I will. All right, up next, Sting's final match was a hit. It featured broken glass, old foes, both of his sons who were dressed up as older versions of the face paint and the gear. Do you want to continue on Rice Krispie treats or talk about a wonderful moment shared by all as we said farewell to the Stinger?
First of all, as much as I'd love to talk more about snacks, I don't have any snacks right now, and I am quite hungry, so it's kind of not cool to continue down that path. And we could come back one day. I'm sure there'll be another invalid poll that will be conducted. So snacky snacks, over the top you go. Peter, every dad's retirement should involve the dressing like older versions of said dad. Just the idea of being at my dad's retirement, I dress as like 1979 Bob. My brother comes rolling in as like 1987 Bob. Like this would be brilliant.
I love what you're saying right now. That alone was interesting. The highlight is probably, of course, Darby Allin jumping off of a ladder through a glass, like a sheet of glass, a glass pane. Is that what you'd call it?
I think so.
It's on my Instagram right now. If you guys go on Rosenberg Radio, I posted it up there for some cheap likes. It was horrifying and also amazing. And Ric Flair came out and was a part of it. And legends like Ricky Steamboat and Nikita Koloff were at ringside. I got to tell you, I'm a WWE guy through and through, but I give credit where credit is due. AEW did a really nice job with the Stinger's farewell. It had every reason to be kind of a mess and just not work out well. That is not what happened. It was a lot of fun. He's an all-time great. 64 years old, still looked pretty good doing it too. So long to the Stinger.
Let me ask you this. So he's done wrestling, but we're not done seeing him, right? Like he'll pop up at things like everyone else does?
I would think so.
Okay.
You know, is there money? Wrestlers love money, regardless of wrestling. They love money.
You're right. Okay, fair enough. All right, fair enough. Sting, mazel. Up next, Shaq and Allen Iverson went sneaker shopping with Complex. Yes. AI was asked to name his dream big three. So he chose Shaq, he's standing there, MJ, and himself. He said they would go 82-0, regardless of the rest of the team. I don't even think you need a rest of the team, quite frankly, Mr. Iverson. Do we want to continue talking about Sting's last stand or switch to the big three? I love Allen Iverson's numbers lately. First he said he would average, 43 a game if he played right now. Like, I'm here for this. I'm here for it.
All right, well then, we've paid tribute to the Stinger. Let's throw him right over the top.
I mean, he's used to it. He knows how to fall.
Knows how to fall.
I'm sorry, he knows how to take how do I say it?
Take a bump?
I know what that means.
No. Get your LA life out of your mind.
I want salt. No, I'm just kidding. All right, fine. A better threesome than Shaq, AI, and MJ.
Let me start.
Okay.
Sydney Sweeney, Halle Berry, prime, Salma Hayek, 96.
First of all, Salma Hayek is still prime as far as I'm concerned.
No, I just added the word. Halle and Salma are permanent prime. No, Shaq, AI, and MJ are great, man. I mean, what do you say? I mean, AI to me, until Steph Curry, I thought, tell me, you might think this is nuts, but hear me out. Mm-hmm. Pound for pound, Allen Iverson was the most talented. Like, you take the talent that's in that 6-foot body. He's anything between 5'10" and 6'2", depending who you ask.
Fair.
I thought Allen Iverson had the most talent, pound for pound, of anyone I'd ever seen play basketball. Until I saw Steph Curry play, I think. I think now Steph is my pound for pound most talented I've ever seen. But AI, here's the thing. AI, Shaq, and MJ, who's passing the ball?
I was going to say, how does the actual basketball part of this work?
Do they play with 3 basketballs?
Now we got some. Everybody gets their own ball.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to go 82.
Because, I mean, listen, Shaq will kick it out. I'm not worried about Shaq. But AI and MJ fighting over those shots. You know, one of my favorite moments related to Allen Iverson? I went to a Sixers-Pacers playoff game in like 2000. And on the intros, when they did the big intros in Philly for the game, when it gets to Allen Iverson and they show the highlight reel, and the highlight that pops the crowd every time is him crossing over MJ. Oh, it was magnificent. All right, up next. After blowing out the Warriors by, 52 points.
Lord have mercy.
The Celtics are the first team to win 3 games by 50-plus points in the same season. Also on an 11-game winning streak are my Boston Celtics. Mm-hmm. And they currently have the best record in the NBA. Do we want to talk fantasy ball or move on to reality, which is the Celtics are looking pretty good.
So we can move on because until my intellectual property patented idea of a time machine sports simulator is finished, these are the conversations that we have to wait on because we don't know if they would go 82-0. But once my machine is built, my God, Peter, we're going to answer all the questions that everyone's asked. Prime MJ or LeBron, they'll all get answered.
But what will all the sports talk shows talk about?
Exactly. I'm going to end all of the debates forever. I'm working on it. I've got some tinkering to do. Big 3, goodbye. I'm not lifting any of you guys. You're going to have to help yourselves. Yeah, okay. So I know they're your team, Peter. Let me ask you one thing, though. And they've been quite good. To win 3 games in a season, 50 or more points is embarrassing for the opponent. That being said, each time we talk about the Celtics during the regular season with glowing positivity, do you get a little more nervous about what their postseason is going to entail?
Well, I do. I have concerns. Mm-hmm. This is not the deepest team in sports. All due respect to Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser, and Xavier Tillman. All do. But they're not the deepest team. But I'll say this: if they can find a way, if they can have a big enough lead in the 1 seed, which I think they will, that down the stretch they can rest up and keep everybody healthy. The starting 5 of Drew, Derek White, Tatum, Brown, Kristaps, it's nasty. Like, that is just a nasty pretty team.
Good. It's pretty good. I love that Derek White's found a home, former Spur. Love that for him. Let's talk strategy for a second.
Go ahead.
On God's green earth were the Warriors thinking by just disrespectfully allowing Jaylen Brown to live on the perimeter and let him have 19 in the first quarter? And no one on the Warriors team in a timeout or on the court at any one time said, this is not working, boys. Let's change it up.
No, that's just being stubborn. That's literally just being a stubborn old mule. You gotta, once he scores 15, you gotta go, hey guys, this is not it. We just gotta amend this.
10. I feel like 10 and a quarter. I'm like, guys, that
ain't working.
He's not Josh Giddey.
But they're good. I listen, it's a very good team. As a Celtics fan, you can't start celebrating. They're good every year.
You better not start celebrating.
Are they going to win a championship or nah?
I don't think I think nah. Did I say that right? Is it nah? I don't know. It's making me nervous. It's too much. But once they do, it changes the conversation forever. So up next, you got Travis Scott, you got Maya Moore, you got a sold out crowd, and in all of that, she did it. Caitlyn Clark passed Pete Maravich to become the new NCAA all-time leading scorer in Division I history. Some have even nicknamed her Ponytail Pete. Do we continue to talk about the Celtics?
Who said that? Who called her Ponytail Pete?
I've never said that.
What?
Who in the hell decided that? Well, it's the show I don't watch or listen to, I guess. Or do we switch it over to Ms. Clark?
No, listen, the Celtics...
You'll have to.
Listen, they're my guys. Let's get to the playoffs and have a conversation. For right now, get your ass out of the ring. Over the top you go. Let's talk to the number 1 star in basketball right now. All of basketball. Ain't nobody more popping than that number 22 Iowa Hawkeye jersey. Caitlyn Clark is the biggest star in college sports right now. I've been watching sports my whole life. I don't recall a time when... like a woman is just outright the biggest star in a sport besides tennis. Like, I don't want to give Serena, I don't want to give Serena short shrift, of course, but like, it's sort of a different animal because women's tennis has always been treated more respectfully than other women's sports for whatever reason. But to see it like in men's college basketball, there's no story anyone's really talking about. It's kind of a dead year. I mean, if you really think about it, the NIL stuff, everything in men's college basketball, the coach is always leaving, players not staying, the sport's kind of struggling. And now here comes Caitlyn Clark, who, if you recall, this isn't talked about enough. The Caitlyn Clark Angel Reese controversy in the championship of last year, that ended up setting the table. Because let's be realistic, that was most people's entree into the world of Caitlyn Clark.
100%.
And now to pick it up the next year, and by the way, Angel Reese still balling out as well.
Yep.
She's just not Caitlyn Clark, who's the best player in the world. This is fascinating to watch. I love it. I love that people are getting bent out of shape, being like, but she's not better than Pistol Pete. And I'm like, but who said she was better than Pistol Pete?
No one did.
It's just point. She just scored the most points.
Yeah, it's simple numbers. We know all of the context.
No, Beadle, listen to me, Beadle. No. Hold on, let me get my megaphone so you can hear me. Hold on, you obviously can't hear. Hold on, here we go.
No, wrong one.
Oh no, it's like Saw.
Here it is. Beadle, listen to me now. When my friend Pistol Pete played, they didn't have the 3-point line. What you say to that?
He took 1,000, I think, more shots than she did. Literally doubled up on her attempts.
Oh, okay. But back then, there wasn't a shot clock, so the other team, they could dribble around in circles like the Harlem Globetrotters or something.
Funny you should mention that. Also, no black players were basically on the court ever.
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
Because it's all context, you old bastard. Shut up.
Shut up, lady. Wait, I don't mean it like that.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Why
do you have that creepy ass sound machine?
Why do I have it?
Yes.
Wait. What'd you say about my sound machine?
Oh, I don't like that. That is a serial killer.
Here's the thing. You're allowed to have the thought in your mind of like, well, the men's game and the women's game are different. Sure, that's but here's the problem. The people who feel the need to speak about it out loud, like, why do you just need to talk about it? Just celebrate her. It's cool. Everyone knows that Pete was a different player and that the men's game is different than the women. We all know. But guess what? It sounds way cooler to just say the number one scorer in history. And it's a cool, fun story. So can we have fun? Pistol Pete was awesome. He's now the number one men's scorer.
Yeah.
Calm down. In a little while, they're just going to refer to it as she's the number one women's scorer. He's the number one men's scorer. No one's going to just never mention Pistol Pete again. Relax, men. Calm down. Okay.
You'll still be fine.
It's okay. All right. We still control everything.
You get paid more. So you're fine, little boy. Calm down. Relax. You're being hysterical.
Let Caitlyn Clark. Yeah, I thought that's what women are supposed to be.
Good Lord. What are you guys on your periods? Chill.
All right, that's 90 seconds.
What?
We've come to a decision. Yeah. The new undisputed most important thing on planet Earth is Caitlyn Clark.
That's easy. That was a good that one. I would have been disappointed if we hadn't gotten to that, quite frankly. And now go to the WNBA and make $70,000 next year. Wah, wah.
Well, I think I have one of those.
Of course you do.
Would I ruin everything we just did at the end of all this if I go, by the way, can I just say Caitlyn Clark's a very pretty girl?
God damn it, Peter. Yes.
All right, that is it for us. Tune in next week to determine the only thing you need to care about and what goes over the top.